Coffee and Convo, y'all. Let's get it.
Sanctioned by the new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Yo, shout out to everybody here already in the building. My nation family. It's been a minute. It's been about three days, 3.5 days since we did the Stew show. Me and Wasted at a show, but it's been a few days. Really nothing to talk about. Starting to see a lot more Josh Jacobs news. So I wanted to come over here and speak with the family. Good morning, nation. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Salute to Hayward Raider, man. David, my brother Top Beats is in the building. My brother Jamal is in the building. Hug D's, light the beam, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I wanted to get a few people, riled up this morning. I'm talking about light the beam, baby. Sacktown. 1-0. 1-0. You already know what time it is, man. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Do me a favor, you guys. Let me know in the comment section, where are you watching the show this morning? What city, what state? Where are you? You at work? You at home? Let me know in the comment section where you are. And real quick, man, shout out to our sponsor, Woodson Whiskey. You already know what time it is, man. Can't wait to get to Vegas next week and get back to work. Also, OakLosVegas for the drip, you guys. Salute to everybody who has been supporting the brand and the merch. The love is overwhelming. Salute to all you guys. There is new merch on deck. I just put up a few new t-shirts. If you want to go check it out, the link is pinned up top, OakLosVegas.com. I see Dayton, Ohio is in the building. Shout out to my brother Rick Glenn. Paul, Fresno. I love Fresno, man. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Shout out to Jacob. Mello says LA is in the building. I love it. I love it. I love it. Top Beats also, Fresno, Compton Raider Nation. I love Compton, man. David says mail carrier. I used to be a mail carrier, bro. No cap at all. No cap in my rap. No cappuccino. I used to be a mail carrier in South Sacramento back home for a limited amount of time. But yeah, the back couldn't hold up. The back couldn't hold up. I see Florida in the building, Jersey in the building, South Carolina. Salute to all you guys, man. Thank you so much for being here, rocking with me this morning, man. You already know what it is. I see Napa's in the building. My mother is from Napa. You know what I mean? Pretty much my mom's whole family is from Vallejo and the Napa area. What is it? Great Canyon, that whole area right there. American Canyon. There you go. I see the town is in the building. Mail carrier. Man, they had me walking through Oak Park, Meadowview, Fruit Ridge. No, it was no fun. It was no fun at all. Shout out to my brother, man. I see Cody is in the building. Blackout. For those who have not checked it out yet, before we get to talking about the Josh Jacobs talk, for those who have not checked it out, you guys, we dropped our first audio podcast the other day. If you guys get a chance to, go to blackoutdivision.com. Me, Cody, Wasted, Kenny King Jr., we dropped our first episode of the Blackout podcast. It was dope. 40-minute audio podcast. If you guys get a chance to, blackoutdivision.com, go check it out. Also, go over there, put your email in for a chance to win two home opener tickets for this upcoming season. And there's a bunch of other stuff attached to it as well. Party bus, free ride, all kind of stuff. Go over to blackoutdivision.com. put your email in, man, and go check out our first episode of the Blackout Division podcast. It was dope. It was dope. It was dope. I'm very proud of what we did over there. Can't wait to do episode 2. Let me see, man. We got Dubai in the building. That's what's up. Shout out to Ro. What's up, sis? I see El Paso's in the building. Khalil, man, you know what's funny, man? I was going to do the whole watch party thing for the Kings and Warriors, but you know what, man? I've been waiting 17 years for my Kings to show up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be real. We went into the season hoping we get a play-in. You know what I'm saying? So for us to be the 3rd seed, man, I just wanted to enjoy it with my family. It felt so good to watch the Kings and the Warriors with my sons and my wife. I'm gonna fall back from the watch party. I'm just gonna enjoy this. And man, my anxiety is through the roof right now with this. You know, look, you guys, I'm a King, but I also know the Warriors are one of the greatest teams of all time. I'm not looking past these guys. They're the champs, the reigning champs. You know what I mean? This is going to be a long a series, a very, very good series. So I'm going to fall back and just watch this game, watch this series with the family. And you know what I mean? Sometimes everything don't need to be on air. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I'm going to enjoy this in the comfort of my own home. But that was a phenomenal game 1, and I'm looking forward to game 2. The Warriors are no punks, and it's going to be really interesting moving forward how this thing works. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them all. Yeah, it definitely felt like a championship, man. Facts. Shout out to King Josh, man, in the building, man. Palm Springs is in the building. Richard, man, shout. Man, what's good, man? Wipe them feet, you guys. Hit them thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to Khalil. He says, I feel that even if the Kings don't pull through, they're going to be raw for a while. Exactly, man. I didn't expect us to be here. I think we drew one of the worst, you know what I'm saying? Like playing the reigning champs in round 1 is terrible for a team that really has no playoff experience. But game 1, we showed that we belong here. You know what I mean? De'Aaron putting up 38, Monk putting up 32 off the bench. People do not understand. People keep saying, oh, the Warriors, you had to play your best game. No, we played a terrible game. We played a terrible game 1, you guys, and still put up 120 plus. You know what I mean? Sabonis was not good at all. Herter did not hit 1 3. Come on, man. We had 3 starters. Our young pup, Keegan, didn't hit 1 3-pointer. We struggled mightily. That starting lineup looked bad. We're only going to get better as well. So shout out to the Warriors. We're going to see what this does moving forward, man. Shout out to my dog, David L, man. I appreciate you for becoming a member of the channel, you guys. The link is up top. It's also in the chat. One of the best ways to support the channel. I salute to you, David. Also, there is some perks, my brother. Go check them out in your email. I believe you get a percentage off of OakLosVegas.com, and there's some other things there depending on what tier you joined. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate you so much. Love you too, my guy. Real talk. Yeah, that's the only thing, John, that Sabonis did. I believe he had about 16 rebounds. But I think he led the league in rebounds this year. You know what I mean? So it's not shocking. You know what I mean? And he had a double-double. That was a real bad game. He was missing open shots and just turning the ball over. It was bad. Let me see. We could talk about this, Hayward. Look, man, from what I heard, and you guys, I'm going to be real. I'm not trying to use the whole home card because I'm from Northern California. You know what I mean? The Warriors are an hour up the street. But from what I heard, man, was, 40 was standing up the entire game, which he does a lot, in San Francisco at their home games. And our guys have been waiting 17 years for this, right? I'm not going against E40 because that is a legend. That is my guy. I know him personally. I've been around him. I've done shows with him in his camp. Love E40, a legend, a god in Northern California. But let our fans, man, enjoy this game. If you're going to stand up and block everybody's view, you know what I mean? That's terrible. Now, if any racial shit was a part of this, terrible. I don't stand for any of that. You know what I mean? Whoever said something, if that's true, if somebody says something racially driven towards E40, they need to be kicked out and banned from Golden One, period, point blank, the end. But, E40 is a public figure, man. You know what I mean? So I know he's been through some things publicly. And mind you guys, man, E40 loves Sacramento, and Sacramento loves E40. This is not a Vallejo versus Sacramento or Bay versus the Valley. We're not going to do that at all. I can't stand seeing people trying to divide over a Kings and Warriors thing. We are family. We love Vallejo. We love Oakland. We love San Francisco. We're not going to do that. But I'm going to say this. Allow those guys to watch this game. That fan base, our fan base, has been dying to see this team play meaningful games. So sit down and watch the game and let everybody else around you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? But If there was a Karen in the crowd that says some disrespectful shit to E40, she needs to be banned or he needs to be banned, period, point blank, the end. But E40 is a public figure. You can't be swiping security guards and low-key swinging at them and shit. You can't do that, man. You know what I mean? Let these people be. If someone's going to be ignorant around you, man, allow them to be ignorant and get kicked out on their own accord. You know what I'm saying? Because, but if it was some racially driven stuff, I don't stand for that. That fan needs to be kicked out of the Golden One Center for life, because in Sacramento, we do not do that. Period, point. I mean, there's racism everywhere. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying, from where I'm from, it's one of the most diverse areas in the world, you guys. South Sacramento. Go back and check it out. He was even on Oprah. South Sacramento is one of the most diverse areas in the world. So I don't want to, I don't play that stuff. So if that's what she said, she needs to be gone, and she's not a part of this fan base moving forward anymore. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Yeah, we are 10 minutes in and still haven't even mentioned the Raiders. That's how you know how slow it's been this offseason, man. Shout out to Isaac. He says, Docs, Kings messed up my parlay. Y'all had to win. Isaac, man, hey, keep going against us, brother. Keep going against us, man, because it looks like it's helping us out. Shout out to Isaac, man. Mike Downs, we are bored. The Raiders are going to have the greatest draft ever. I believe so, Mike. I do. I believe so, man. I believe in Ziegler. You know what I mean? And for those who don't know as well, we will be in Las Vegas next week covering the draft. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mount Shillmore will be in the building at Barcode Burgers with my brother Raider Cody. My brother TQ is going to pop up. AP9 is going to be there. We're going to have a ball. One of our number one writers, Big Mike, my brother, is going to be there as well. My brother Halo is going to be there. If you guys want to come through and get some pictures with Halo, hey, man, his outfit is just phenomenal. That shit is different. So pull up on us, but I definitely do believe that we're going to have a hell of a draft. Hell of a draft, Downs. Let me see. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to my brother Mitch. And it sucked, man. I was supposed to go to this Raider event out here in Dallas this past weekend, but I had my sons, and I didn't want to miss this game. You know what I mean? With watching it with my sons, it meant that much to me. So shout out to Mitch, shout out to Jeremy Chugs. They invited me out to I forgot what it was. I think it was the Dallas Black Hole chapter, and I missed the event, but I had a good situation here at home watching with my wife and kids. Salute to my brother Mitch, and they look like they had a ball out there. You know what I mean? But shout out to my brother Mitch. I know he's probably live right now. He's live like 23 hours out of 24 hours a day. So I know my brother Mitch is on the grind as always. Shout out to Plunkett's Bush. That last Graphk Stew show was fire, man. And that was another reason why I took a few days off, because I wanted to let that show marinate, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people hit me up left and right saying that they loved the show that me, Murph, and Stu had a few days ago. Thank you, man, everybody, for all the nice words and all the great comments in the comments section, the messages on Instagram and Twitter. Salute to you guys. Stu was in his bag that last show. Murph was in his bag. Salute to them. And we're going to do more of those moving forward. I like that trio of me, Murph, and Stu. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more of that. Shout out to Plunkett's Bush. If you know, you know. Shout out to Iron Punchy. AP, my boy from the 30th. I love Merced, man. Shout out to Iron Punchy. Come pull up and check out my brother AP. I just got off the phone with him the other day. He will be there. Shout out to Hug D's. Hero turned villain and coming to fruition. Makes me nervous with him not starting the offseason with the team. Hopefully there's some compromise. And we're going to talk about that here shortly, John. Like, definitely going to talk about it. Look, man, the guy definitely earned his keep. He earned an extension coming off that big year last year. The thing, look, I love Josh, right, because of what he did on the field last year. But I respect Josh so much because of all the shit he had to deal with and endure last season and the year before. Going through the whole situation with Gruden getting banned pretty much from the league, and, having another head coach and then moving on, and, all the other stuff to come in last year, having to play in the Hall of Fame game, looking like he was actually playing for a roster spot, right? Everything that he did it the right way last season. So he definitely deserves another contract. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. This is why I love Josh Jacobs, because he hasn't up to this point taken anything too personal, right? He's still willing to be a Raider. A lot of players would have played out last season and said, man, let me go. Get me out of here. Y'all had me in a Hall of Fame game. You guys went and drafted a bunch of so-called replacements and Zeus and Britton Brown and Sincere McCormick. Then you got Amir Abdullah. You went and got Brandon Bolden, a former Patriot guy. Josh, and to be honest, he could be like, let me go. Like, let me just go. Josh has shown you guys that he wants to be a Raider, but he also has shown that he wants some respect from this regime. And I don't know if Josh and Josh, you know what I mean, no pun intended, are going to be able to be, you know, are going to be able to coexist moving forward. I don't know. I don't know, because if I'm Josh Jacobs, I'm pissed at Josh McDaniels for what he put me through last season. But Josh said everything right? Jacob said everything right. Look, I went out there. All I can do is earn my keep. And he did that. But now it's time to get the bag. Don't get me wrong. The franchise tag is over $10 million. The most money that Josh Jacobs will ever make. But he's a running back that needs some guarantees, because we all know these guys' shelf life is so short in the NFL. We got to give him at least a two-year extension. I mean, somehow, some way, we need to work with him. We need to work with him and get this out the way. And you know, make sure he gets some nice guaranteed money, but also make sure we cover our asses too, because we know running backs are a dime a dozen in this league next year. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Josh Jacobs is different. Coming off of that big year last year, leading the league in rushing, he is different. He's shown that. And I think Josh, if you continue to, you know, build him up, have him a part of this team, I think he's going to get even more active in the passing game. Josh Jacobs has shown year in and year out, he's a dog. He wants to be here. He said the Raiders are his team. He said that Vegas is his city. Let's just get it done. Let's get it done. I don't know what he said the other day, you guys. A million people sent me something that he said in his stories. I think something about respect has to go both ways. So he's still kind of throwing those like subtle jabs at the Raiders organization, pretty much saying like it has to go both ways. You know what I mean? I respect you guys, but do you respect me? And that's pretty much what the show was about. That's pretty much what he said on Instagram yesterday. For those who were not on IG, or, you know, didn't kind of check in to see what, you know, follow Josh Jacobs, he said that in his stories. Pretty much respect goes both ways. And I think he is saying, I respect this franchise. I showed last year how much I respect this team, the Hall of Fame game and going out and playing through injuries. I showed you guys I respect and love you guys. Now it has to be reciprocated. Return that respect. And I think that's what Josh is kind of battling with right now. And that's why I do not know if him and Josh McDaniels could coexist moving forward. I don't know. I do not know. Shout out to my boy John Corrigan, man. Shout out to my brother Jamal, man. Always supporting the channel. Don't know what I'm more worried about, the draft or the Kings going up 2-0 on us. Hey, man, don't look past us. We ain't no punks, Ma. We ain't no punks. We know that you guys need this game desperately more than us. You can't go back to San Francisco down 2-0. You know what I mean? So we got to be with our head on a swivel today at Golden One. But if we escape 2-0, be very, very afraid, bro. Be very, very afraid. Shout out to Max, my brother. Morning, Docs. What's the minimum we can pay him that makes Josh happy and we don't handcuff ourselves financially? That's something that they have to come to an agreement with, Max, right? Me and Waster were talking the other day about what Miles Sanders got in Carolina, and I believe it was like $6.5 million a year. He was a top 5 running back last year with Philadelphia, a homegrown guy that they drafted out of Penn State. You know what I mean? So he got 6.5. He got 6.5, right? So I'm assuming if you can get Josh Jacobs around that 8 to 9 million range with some nice guaranteed money attached to it, I think he would work with that. I do. I think he understands that if you want to continue to build this team, be a playoff team, and win, you know, constantly become that team that can sustain success and be a playoff team year in and year out, you can't go out there expecting to get $14 to $15 million a year. I'm sorry, you can't. At that point, what are you doing? You're paying Devontae Adams, top wide receiver money, well-deserved. You got Jimmy G on a respectable contract. You still got Hunter Renfrow. You're paying him top slot money. You paid Jacoby Myers top slot money. You know what I mean? Max is getting paid an astronomical amount of money, well-deserved. Chandler Jones is getting paid crazy loot. At this point, you have to he has to be somewhere right under that 10 million range for us to make it make sense for us, for the Raiders organization. I just don't see us paying anywhere of that $13, $14 million range. And if you do, the guaranteed money is going to be very, very slim. You know what I mean? I would love if Josh says, look, give me an $8.5, $9 million contract. a year contract and just make sure the guaranteed money is there, and I'll run with you guys. I would love it, but I don't know. I don't know, Max. I don't know. Hammer says 13.5 to 14 mil, 4 year, 55 mil, 35 to 40 mil guaranteed is fair. I would hope, man, that he would take a pay cut, take a haircut for us, man, so we can make it move. So we, you know what I mean? We have so many deficiencies on the defensive side of the ball. Now, if we hit you guys, if we hit on the defensive side of the ball in this draft, right? If we hit and all these guys, if we get a true linebacker, a true corner one, we get a safety, we get, you know, a defensive tackle. We pretty much address every level of our defense and find a starter at each level on a rookie deal. Then maybe we can afford to go out and say, look, Josh, we'll give you, I'll wait, man. We'll give you guys, we'll give you a nice, handsome raise. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, we have to hope that we hit on this draft. If you hit on this draft and you got a bunch of players on rookie deals, it makes sense, right? If you go out there and shit the bed in this draft, you guys, how do you go out there and pay Josh Jacobs $14.5 million? I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. Let me see. No teams competing for chips pay running backs $10+ million a year. This is facts, good stuff. Facts. The only team that did it last year was the Niners with Christian McCaffrey. And what was Saquon Barkley's deal last year? Because, you know, the Giants were a surprising team last year. But I'm just saying, competing for real championship year in and year out, yeah, man, you can't sustain that kind of success paying those kind of running backs. You look at the 2 Super Bowl teams last year. Philly, Miles Sanders, rookie deal. You know what I mean? You look at Kansas City, they had a rookie deal running back. You know what I mean? You have to be smart, man. And that's what I like about Zeke and I like about Josh McDaniels. They're not just jumping out the window this offseason and saying, we got to pay these guys. You know what I mean? They paid Darren Waller last year, right? They jumped out the window. He's out of here. They paid Hunter Renfrow. It looks as though he may be out of here. We don't know yet. You know what I mean? You know, Devontae Adams got paid. He ain't going anywhere. Max got paid. He ain't going anywhere. But we have to be smart, you guys. You can't just throw a bunch of money out the window, you know what I mean, and expect even a talent like Josh Jacobs to replicate what he did last season. That's a very tough ask, you guys, to ask Josh Jacobs to do what he did for us last season. That's tough. I think Dalvin Cook's going to be a Dolphin, John. I think he's going to be a Dolphin. I think they end up letting him, Minnesota lets him go. You know what I mean? They save a bunch of money, and Dalvin Cook goes back home to Florida. They played at Florida State. I believe he's from the Miami area. There was 2 teams that were talking about Dalvin Cook services. It was the Buffalo Bills, which Dalvin said that is his brother's team, James Cook. For those who don't know, they went and drafted him out of Georgia a year or 2 ago. Dalvin's going to probably go home to Miami. They're trying to build that super team down there in Miami. I can definitely see Dalvin Cook going to Miami. Shout out to Brandon. JJ wanted for Zeke and McDumbass to help him out. D is the key. If draft goes well, we'll pay him. Salute to Brandon, man. Salute. He is not letting down on Josh McDaniels, and I'm here for it. I'm not mad at you, brother. Talk your shit. Talk, Jasper. Do you see anyone picking up Zeke at this point, Hammer? There's only a few teams that were kind of, you know, mentioned with him. It was the Jets. It was Philly. He's going to have to take at this point, bro. I'm going to be real, like some damn near a veteran minimum at this point. Zeke's kneecaps were smoked off in Dallas. They ran him ragged. I don't even know if there's any meat on them bones left in his kneecaps. Zeke is going to have to take the pay cuts of all pay cuts. And let's just be honest, Hammer, he got all the money in the world already with Dallas. They're paying for that right now. You know what I mean? The money that they paid Zeke, look, he's going to have to say, you know what? Let me just go ring chase at this point. I'll go to Philadelphia and take a super duper pay cut to go play for these guys. I think he's looking at some good teams, the Jets, you know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers will be there at some point. He can back up the young pup that they drafted last year. Was it Breece Hall? That makes sense. But he's not getting paid big money. Zeke is not getting paid big money. I can see Philly. I can see the Jets. I don't know who else. Maybe Dalvin Cook goes to Miami and Zeke says, I'll go to Minnesota and takes a pay cut there. I don't know. Maybe he can go to the Chargers. I can definitely see him being a Charger. You know, his former OC is the OC now down there with the Chargers. They're having a problem with their running back. He wants to get out of there. I can definitely see Zeke going to the Chargers. Still having to take a major pay cut, but I can definitely see that. Shout out to my brother .com in the building. Yo, what up? What's good with my real life, bro? My Celtics are ready. Them dog, hey, bro. .com. Them boys look for real right now. They look for real, offensive and defensively. Those guys ain't no punks. In a perfect world, we would see y'all in the championship, but I need to pump my brakes real quick. We got a real tough one, round one, that we need to worry about. Shout out to my boy.com, man. Yeah, ball. Please let him go to the Chargers. Please. I would love to play Zeke twice a year. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Hammer says, very wary of this linebacker class. You should be. I think we all are. Anyone that has kind of dove into this draft at the linebacker position, I love a lot of guys. Some of them have very high ceilings, but some of them, it's just a lot of potential at this point. You know, a lot of us like Henley, right? Right, Hammer? We like Henley a lot out of Washington State. Great cover guy, suspect against the run. Jack Campbell, you know, can play the run well, look cool in coverage in college, but can that translate to the next level, right? We see Noah Sewell. He's fallen off everyone's draft boards out of Oregon. You know, is Drew Sanders a true linebacker at the next level? We know he was an edge rusher in Alabama. There's a lot of question marks at the linebacker position in this draft. But I'm excited to see what happens. We need a few of them. Trenton Simpson, another guy at Clemson. Can he get it done at the next level? There's a lot of question marks surrounding this linebacker class. Shout out to my brother Thor. What's good, bro? What's good, Thor? What's good, Thor? What's good, man? Shout out to my brother Thor in the building. I'll see you next week, King. Let me see. Your name here is stupid. I'm excited to see the Saints get some of that good old car QB in. Oh, shit. Maul, send me some tape on him. Heard the name, have not seen anything on him. Send me some tape on him, Maul. Ventrell Miller, linebacker out of Florida. I know he'd be a mid-round guy, but I haven't seen too much tape. All I see and hear from him is mid-round guy, 3rd to 5th round, potentially 6th. That's what I see from him, but I've not seen too much tape on him. Not seen too much tape. Oh, okay. Hammer says potential 4th or 5th round pick. There we go. But yeah, how do you guys, where is your confidence level moving forward, you guys, with Josh Jacobs still being a Raider? You know what I mean? What you know, we all know he's probably not going to show up to the offseason program. I believe it started today. I think our official offseason program is set today, right? I believe that's where it is. He's not going to be there, but a lot of these running backs aren't going to show up to their offseason, you know, programs. I mean, you know, Dalvin Cook's probably not. There's a lot of other guys that's not going to show up to this. Saquon Barkley is not going to be there. But where are you guys' confidence that he'll be running back 1 come week 1? I'm kind of 50-50 at this point. Just like Top B said, 50-50 at this point. Do you think there's a possibility that Ziegler would use Jacobs as trade bait to move up in the draft? I could see that, Top Beats, but it would have to be a team that's probably in front of us at the end of the first round, because it's going to be a really good team that will potentially want Josh Jacobs. I couldn't see a bad team reaching for a running back. You know what I mean? So it would probably have to be a really, really good team like a Philadelphia Eagles or a Buffalo Bills that says, you know what, we don't believe in any of these running backs in this draft. Let's go get Josh Jacobs. It has to be one of those teams. And then you're assuming, and then you have to live with the fact that you're trading him to a really, really good team, potentially the Buffalo Bills that can win a championship this year. And could you imagine us giving them Josh Jacobs and they just run the table? Like, that would be scary, man. That would be scary. We need him. If he is gone, that will hurt the offense. Yeah, man. You got to have a true running back 1 with Jimmy G at the helm, man. You do, David, you do. This guy needs a crutch. He needs a crutch at the tight end position. He needs a crutch at the running back spot. You know what I mean? He already has Devontae on the outside. He has a duo of slot receivers that I love in Hunter Renfrow and Jacoby Myers. He needs that security blanket. He needs that true running back 1. That's another reason why I believe that Josh McDaniels and Zeke just hope and pray that Josh just says, let me just, you know, I'll play through this franchise tag and we'll figure it out maybe during the season or at the end of the season. You know what I mean? But I think the plan here was for them to give him 10 million, 10.5 million, whatever that franchise tag number is. and just saying, let him play one more year and see what we can get out of him. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is a business. I can see the head coaches, the GMs, the owner, and Mark Davis is a huge Josh Jacobs guy. He is. But this is a business. I can definitely see them saying, let's see if you can replicate it one more year and let's move on. Look, they did not draft Zeus. Draft Britton Brown. Go get Sincere McCormick. They did not go get these guys to give Josh Jacobs an extension, you guys. They did not use 2 picks in last year's draft, a 7th rounder and a 4th rounder, and go use a UDFA spot on Sincere McCormick and kind of stashed him away on the IR. I know he dealt with an injury, but kind of put him away for a season to give Josh Jacobs an extension. I'm sorry. Like, that was not their plan. And then he went out there and dog walked the NFL last year. And now they have to sit back and say, damn, he went against everything that we believed would happen last year. Now we have to sit back at the table and figure this out. But they are not trying to give Josh Jacobs an extension, you guys. They're not. They're hoping that he'll play through this franchise tag moving forward and probably move on from him next year. Now, if he replicates that success in year 2 under this regime, then at the end of the day, you have to say, damn, we got to pay this guy some money. But at that point, he's 26. Then what? Then what? You got Zeus, a fourth rounder out of Georgia that you guys drafted, not the previous regime that you guys went and got. Latavius Murray kind of talent out of UCLA with Britton Brown, a younger version, in the 7th round. Sincere McCormick, a bowling ball that I think can be a running back 1 at the next level. I just don't know how these guys sit here and say, we can pay this guy 3 or 4 years. Do I think he deserves an extension? Definitely. The man outplayed every running back last season. Do I believe they're going to do it? No, I don't think so. But I could be wrong. This regime has been proven to be unpredictable. So I don't know. Shout out to Old School. If I was Josh, I'd be pissed. I would too. Why pay a free agent receiver $11 million who was more of a luxury than a need and want to pay him only $10 million? Jacobs' production will not match Josh Jacobs. This is facts. But Old School, we got rid of Waller and replaced him with the same amount of money, pretty much, right? So we pretty much got rid of Waller, or Brian Myers got rid of Waller. But there's still talk of us potentially moving on for Hunter Renfrow. So there still may be more to that story, Old School. So we got to kind of pump the brakes. But I agree, though. If I'm Josh, I'm sitting around like, okay, you didn't really address the defense too much. You went and got a bunch of depth pieces. I mean, who's to say Marcus, Epps may not be that guy at the safety spot. You went out and got the likes of a Robert Spillane. That's not moving the needle at the linebacker position, right? Duke Shelley, which I'm very, very high on. But, on paper, is Josh Jacobs saying, okay. No, he's not. So if I'm him, I'm pissed too. I definitely agree with you, Old School. Shout out to my brother JT, man, as always, supporting the channel. Of all the dudes we let go, none of them scare me as opponents. Jacobs, on the other hand, we deserve all that pain if we let him go. I agree, JT. I agree to the utmost. Shout out to my brother JT. And we'll see Waller this year. I mean, he'll probably be on the bench. He'll probably be hurt. And, we probably won't see him play it down against us. And the Giants, they'll learn here soon. They'll learn here soon about, Darren Turf Toe Waller. You know what I mean? But hopefully we see him this year. That'd be a fun battle. Shout out to John Corrigan. Who wants to play against Josh Jacobs? Absolutely. 0 Raider fans want to see that. Hopefully the front office figures that shit out. Facts, bro. This is facts. Facts plus tax. But, this is one guy that's outperformed his rookie, his rookie contract that definitely deserves another contract. And, he's been there every step of the way with us these past 4 seasons. We're all high on him. Yes, this is one player that stuck around, and went through all the bullshit with the previous regime, and he's still here, still playing hard. I get it, you guys. We love Josh Jacobs, but this is a business. Sometimes we have to take, our hearts out of this and sometimes put our brains into the equation and say, does it make sense financially to move forward and give this guy a deal? And at this point, I do not know. In a perfect world, he plays through this year on the franchise tag, and then we figure it out next season. He balls out, and then we say, you know what? Now we're forced to give him a nice little deal. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here in the building, man. Yeah, it's spooky. That is spooky. Shout out to Roe. Shout out to Eddie Willis. 28 knows his value. I think he holds out to the middle of June. Then he signs the franchise tag, knowing they expect him to duplicate last season's performance. There you go, Willis. Shout out to my dog. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 20K before the season starts, and I cannot do that without you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free. And wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. It's also free. Salute to everybody here in the building, man. Let me see. If you're going to overpay for a running back, Josh Jacobs is worth it. Real Raider, great work ethics. Now, I agree. If you are going to overpay, but see, that's the word. Look at that word, though, that you attached to your sentence, my brother, right? If you're going to overpay and then running back follows that. That's a scary, scary thing in my eyes, you guys. We watched the Carolina Panthers go out there and pay, Christian McCaffrey a shit ton of money. He was never on the field, hurt year in and year out. We've seen the Dallas Cowboys pay Zeke big time money. Those guys, they never got it done. It's a scary, scary thing. The Giants, they put the franchise tag on. They're smart to do that with Barkley. The guy has had durability issues his whole career. Did he ball out last year? Yes. But a lot of these guys do when they know it's a contract year. I hate to say it, but it's just facts. This is facts plus tax. A lot of these guys, year in and year out, know it's a contract year. They go ball out, and we'll see. We'll see if Daron Payne will replicate the same type of success he had last year, right? You got the big deal now. Let's see if he doesn't Albert Haynesworth this situation with the Commanders. You know what I mean? Like, we see this year in and year out. Now, do I think that Josh Jacobs will go out there and just shit the bed after he gets his big deal? No, I don't, because I don't think Josh Jacobs is built like that. But a lot of other franchises have thought the same thing, and it just never happens. The same success never happens over and over again. You know what I mean? So it's a huge, huge question mark. Do we love Josh Jacobs? Yes. Do we want Josh Jacobs to be a Raider? Yes. Would we love for him to retire a Raider? Yes, definitely. But it has to make sense. And this regime is not going to just go out there and pay somebody just for the sake of paying somebody. John Gruden, if he was still a coach, Josh Jacobs after last year would have had probably the richest running back in the league right now. Think about that, you guys. If John Gruden was still here and had Mayock here, it's their guy. They drafted him out of Alabama in the first round. They would have paid him an extreme amount of money while we're still paying the likes of Corey Littleton. Think about that. They would have went out there and cashed this guy out and probably made him the number one highest paid running back in the league. That's scary. I trust this regime. They're being patient. You know what I mean? For those who think that there's been talks, there's been none. There's been none. There's been no real talks with Josh Jacobs and his camp with this regime. Nothing. And it shows with Josh Jacobs throwing out little stuff like the respect has to be both ways on Instagram. Salute to old school. Nightmare. Josh Jacobs. Oh, my God. That would be scary. But old school, the Chiefs, they're not paying running backs either. They're not. They're going to go get a young guy, play him through his rookie deal, and replace him. So, no, I don't see that happening. Now, do I see a D-Hop going to Kansas City? Definitely. And that is scary as shit. But I don't see Josh Jacobs going to Kansas City at all. I mean, the man got a Raider tattoo on him. But at the end of the day, they're not going to pay him top-notch money out there in Kansas City. Shout out to Nightmare 916. Saturday at Golden One was a movie. Factory. I wish I was home for it, man. Yeah, Josh Jacobs would be the highest paid back with Gruden. This is facts. He would have already been happy, and then we would have been wondering and hoping and praying that they hit on this draft with Gruden and Mayock there. Scary. Scary times. Rowdy says Denver might. No. And think about this, Rowdy. At the end of the day, we have to be able – he's still technically, the franchise tag is there. We have to trade him. Do you think that this regime is going to trade him to the Chiefs or the Denver Broncos? That's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen. No. Now, if he plays through this franchise tag and the next year, we decide on not throwing it on him again and just allow him to walk, then he can go wherever he wants. But I don't think this regime is dumb enough to just say, oh, yeah, we'll go ahead and trade him to the Chiefs or the Broncos or the Chargers. That's not going to happen. Shout out to my brother JT, as always. I'm going to end this argument about Jacobs right now. You're just not paying a running back who was the best in the league. He also had over 100 receptions in the last 2 seasons. Insane. There you go. There you go. And I believe JT last year, he had 400 yards receiving as well. I think that was a career high with him, right? But he has no receiving touchdowns in his career. Not one. Not one. That's tough. These days you want a running back that can get it done, in the receiving game and in the running game. And that's no knock on Josh Jacobs at all. I love Josh Jacobs for who he is. But if you're going to pay somebody top-notch money, they have to be able to do what Christian McCaffrey does. They have to be able to do, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank in New Orleans right now. They have to be able to be very, very active in the passing and the receiving game and in the running game. Kamara. So JT, they got to make it make sense, right? Shout out to my brother, man. I love that. I love it. No, Mo, he's never had a receiving TD. Not once. Not once. Not one time in his career. And that's no knock against him. I'm just saying, you have to look at that, though. That is a bargaining chip. That's what these camps are sitting down and saying, well, look, he wants Christian McCaffrey money. He wants potential Saquon Barkley money. He wants this big time money. Well, these guys are active in the receiving game. They can do this and do this and do this. Why would I pay you $14 million, $15 million when you're just you're kind of like you're a bell cow. You're a running back. You know what I mean? Like you don't do what these guys do. That is a bargaining chip. That is a bargaining chip. It's a business at the end of the day. Shout out to my boy, Jason Hunter, my brother, man. Just saw you were on. Wanted to say what's up, my guy. Hope you had a good weekend. Raider Nation for life. You too, my brother. And shout out to my boy, man, for always supporting the channel. And I want to say, man, shout out to my boy, Jason Hunter. He just came in the other day on the Murph and Stu show and dropped a 50 piece and just left. Like he had to go to sleep and all that, man. Look, I don't expect anything from anyone, but I just want to say this, bro. I appreciate you so much for doing that, man. It's shit like that where I'm just like, damn, man, the love is real, man. Shout out to my brother, Jason Hunter. This is also a guy I met on multiple occasions in person. This is my Notre Dame Fighting Irish brother and my Raider brother. Salute to you, brother. Thank you so much for all the support that you give to me and Mount Shillmore, man. It's forever. We'll forever be indebted to you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let me see. DeMarcus says, Graphk, I don't even remember any time Josh even gets a pass in the red zone to have an opportunity for a TD. He was running those opportunities in the end zone. This is facts. And just like John said, in the red zone, Jacobs either runs or pass blocks. There's no running back leaks in the red zone. This is facts. This is not me trying to beat up on Josh Jacobs, you guys. I promise you that. That's not me trying to beat up on him. You know what I mean? That's just me just speaking facts, though. Yeah, he has no receiving TDs in his career. Now, do I believe he can? Definitely. Hammer says, shout out to Carlos on TikTok from Vegas with spitting Graph's bars live yesterday. I don't even know. Salute to him, Hammer. Salute to Carlos. AC says, do you think Josh Jacobs would take 3 years, $40 million with $25 million guaranteed? Would we want to do that? AC, that's a lot of money guaranteed. And then what is that? Around, how much is that? Is that somewhere around 13 mil a year? 12 and a half, 13 mil? That's still scary, AC. That's scary, bro. That is scary, man. That's scary. Because you can look at some of these backs in these upcoming drafts, and you can literally go get another running back with a mid-round pick. You could potentially have one of the guys already on the roster. Yeah, Zeus didn't have a good year last year. We didn't see Britton Brown. We didn't see Sincere McCormick. That's just scary, bro. That's just scary, man. That's scary, bro. Albert, I agree. I'm not saying, look, this is me not trying to beat up on Josh Jacobs. This is just me stating the facts. I'm just stating the facts as well as you. You're stating the facts as well. We are both speaking facts right now, brother. And what you're going to say is what Josh Jacobs' representation is going to say to our regime, right? So I'm coming in as Josh McDaniels and David Ziegler and saying, this guy hasn't really done too much in the passing game. If he wants Christian McCaffrey money, how does it make sense for us? And then, Albert, you're his representation. You can say, well, these guys haven't utilized him in the red zone like that. So what are we doing? Right? It's a battle. It's a battle, man. That's why I love doing these kind of shows, because I love seeing shit like that, because it goes both ways. It does. Pay Josh Jacobs, but let's be for real. All things taken into consideration. This is facts. Facts. Miguel said, who farted? I don't know, bro. Tell me. Yes, Plunk. So I don't know if you guys seen, but me and Stu, maybe this week, we were supposed to do it yesterday. We were trying to surprise you guys, but our guest said he couldn't do it yesterday. But our next show with me and Stu will be with legend George Atkinson. So stay tuned for that. We will have a few guests on the Graphk and Stu shows coming up. George Atkinson, Raider legend, will be on the Graphk and Stu show soon. Aiden O'Connell, the Purdue quarterback who came in for a visit with our Raiders, will be on the show in the next week or so. And Payne Durham, the tight end from Purdue as well. We're going to have him on the show soon as well. So stay tuned for that. We will be having George Atkinson. Ack has already texted and he's plugged in. He's like, whenever you guys want to do it, just yesterday didn't work. But Ack already said he's in. He's in. So, him and Stu are very close. They have a really tight relationship. So it's going to be fun, man, sitting back and watching these guys talk some dope Raider shit, man. That's going to be some fire stories, man. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate that, my dude. And I appreciate you and your guys. The content is fire, and enjoy the whole channel. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, King. Shout out to my brother, Jason Hunter, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to Robert. Keep up the great work, Docs. OakLosVegas Raiders, man. My brother. You know what's funny? We've tried to reach out. I've tried to go see if I can find Knapp. I know he is a preacher. I think he owns a church somewhere in California. I don't know if he would even want to come on a Raider podcast, to be honest. I don't know. But I'll definitely try and reach out and see what I can do, because that was one of my favorite players growing up. PlanetRaiders.com, you guys. And you know what? Tonight, we're going to do a show tonight, a Planet Raiders show, where we're going to break down some of the articles. We'll try and get it done. I want to do it early, though, because the Kings game is on at 9 o'clock Central, my time. So maybe me wasted. Maybe we can get Big Mike on, and we can shoot the shit and go over our latest articles. Wasted put out one about John Gruden and his some updates in his case with the NFL. Big Mike has been breaking down the draft. His 30 for 30 prospect it's been phenomenal. We got a lot to unpack on PlanetRaiders.com. So I think we're going to do a show here soon, maybe even tonight, about the articles that we've been putting up on PlanetRaiders.com. Shout out to my brother Hammer. Appreciate you, bro, for putting that up there. Let me see. And yeah, you guys, for the address, if you guys want to pull up on us, we will be active. Blackout draft party, April 27th to the 29th. Barcode Burgers, 1590 East Flamingo Road, Las Vegas, Nevada. Pull up and have a drink with us, you guys. $5 whiskey shots when the Raiders are on the clock. We're going to have some fun. Come rock with us at Barcode Burgers, the 27th through the 29th. Appreciate you, man. Scott, I would love to talk to Napoleon McCallum as well, man. That would be dope. That would be dope. I haven't heard that name in so long. You guys remember the Monday night football game, I believe, when we played the Niners, and Napoleon McCallum's leg just looked like it went through a grinder, Scott? Oh, my God. I still have, like, flashbacks of that leg. That shit was scary, bro. I think the Niners cooked us that game, too. I think they flamed us. I could be wrong, but I think they cooked us. But Napoleon McCallum's leg looked like pastrami. That shit was scary. Scary, man. I'm going to try and find his ass too, man. Scott, I'm going to look for Napoleon McCallum, man. Let me see. Clark, then I'm going to try and get it going, man. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to do it live. See what happens. Oh shit, I'm tripping. Waste is at work. He'll call back in a minute, and we'll lock it in. We'll lock it in. Oh, he works for Sands? Scott, I didn't know that. Yeah, that was the last time he played, Kenny. That was crazy, man. Yeah, man, Mr. Ron, that shit was scary, bro. Scary. I was a kid watching that, like, wow. Insane. He was on the field for so long, too. Yep. AC, facts. Talk that old school Raiders shit, bro. Edgar, no. There's no reason why Arizona should do that. They're in blow-up mode right now. Buda Baker wants to get traded, the all-pro safety. He wants out of there. I believe he's only 27, 28 years old, still really young in the prime of his career. He wants to go. D-Hop wants to go. Kyler Murray he won't even be probably prepared and ready to go for the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. You know what I mean? They just lost a slew of players in free agency. I don't see Arizona wanting to go out and get a Josh Jacobs or a Hunter Renfrow. They're in rebuild mode. I don't see those guys going out and trading for the likes of those guys. It makes no sense. They should go get some guys in the draft. Now, would I you said for that third round pick though? No, hell no. You get Hunter and Josh Jacobs for that third round pick? Oh, no. You giving up the best running back and Hunter Renfrow for 1/3? Nah, Edgar. I'd rather keep him. Or do you mean that third? You mean that third pick in the draft? I think that's what you meant. The third pick. Now Arizona's not doing that. They're in rebuild mode right now, bro. They got a new head coach. They're not going to do that. Yeah, nah. Shout out to Clark. I appreciate you so much. That means a lot to me, family. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. Shit, JT, to be honest, bro, I would look. You paying Corey Littleton starter money? Just bring him back. And what's funny is he looked pretty good with Carolina last year. At this point, just bring him back. Real shit. JT said, no. Hammer says, JT, no, bring back Quit. Now, Quit told me in Hammer at the Pro Bowl, Nick Wachowski, that he would love to be a Raider. He still lives in Las Vegas, right? But, hey, Hammer, it's kind of funny because now we look at Nick Wachowski kind of like fam. So it's like, no, bring him back because of that. But, he might even actually be there. I think Quit will be there. We're going to talk to him about that. We're going to talk to him about that on the live. We're going to talk to if Quit is there, we're getting him on the live. We're going to ask him a couple questions. And there may be a surprise as well. I keep saying this to you guys. There may be a surprise player coming on the show next week in Las Vegas. Surprise player, active player at that. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. Let's just say we'll be kicking the shit. We'll be kicking it with the Raider next week. We'll definitely be kicking it with the Raider next week. Shout to Raider Xavier. I think Hooper, or do you think Hooper and Howard works with this system? I think Hooper does. I definitely think Hooper does. Now, Howard, on the other hand, is another guy that I don't even know if he makes this roster. I'm going to be real. Like, do I love the pickup? I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I think that, the guy has not lived up to the hype since he came out of Alabama, first-round pick, former first-round guys, never gotten it done really at the next level. Do I think he can look good in the system? I mean, history at this point, we don't know because he hasn't been in the system, but up to this point, his NFL career has not gone how it's supposed to go. You know what I mean? So I don't know if OJ Howard lives up to the hype finally at like the age of 28, 29 in this system. Hooper, I definitely do. I think the two-time Pro Bowlers are going to look really, really good in this system. Trust me, John, we're working on it, bro. We are working on that show. It's not easy, man, to get a GOAT to free up, his schedule, man, with what he got going on. But trust me, we are working on it. We are trying to lock in a date. We are working on that interview. I promise you, it just takes time, man. When you're a GOAT, you got a lot of ripping and running and a lot of shit going on. It's very, very tough to get guys that have families, building businesses. It's very, very tough. But it's already been solidified. It's already been locked in. We're just working on a time and date to get it going. So stay tuned for that. Let me see. I'm going to be real with you, Black Raider WP. For those prices, bro, I'd be back home outside the stadium and enjoying it with the rest of the fans. I'm not spending 400 hours, 500 hours to watch a basketball game. It's just not going to happen. Now, would I probably went to the Chase Center in San Francisco? The tickets are a lot cheaper out there. Probably. But the way those tickets are going to go to one, I would not pay that kind of money to go watch a basketball game. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. I wouldn't pay $400 or $500 to watch a football game. I'd rather just stay in the J lot and kick it with the nation. There's no way in hell I would do that. You know what I mean? So there's no way I'm doing that for, game 2 or potentially games moving forward at the Golden One Center. There's no way. Hell no. He says, I will stop all things personal for that show. Kids, go make yourself a sandwich. Daddy's busy. I like that, Eddie. We should do that. We should do that. Raider Vets, the Where Are They Now episode. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. That would be dope. I like that idea, Eddie. And if I do that, I'm definitely going to give you your flowers on that one. Freight Train know all about the J-Lot. He's there. He's there all the time. Shout out to my dog, Freight Train. Juice, none of them. At least that we know of, right? Amir Abdullah played last year. He's not better than Josh Jacobs. Brandon Bolden's not better than Josh Jacobs. Even prime Brandon Bolden's not better than Josh Jacobs. But there's still a few guys that we don't know about yet. Zeus didn't look better than Josh Jacobs, I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? But he still needs some time to develop. Now, there's 2 other guys that we really didn't see. Britton Brown and Sincere McCormick. Do I think that they're better than Josh Jacobs? No, because they have not proven that. But do I want to see them on the field and getting some burn? Definitely. You know what I mean? So, but we don't have one running back on this roster statistically or optically that's done anything even close to Josh Jacobs at this point. Come on, man. Come on. Light the beam, man. Game 2 is going to be a slobber knocker today. Warriors want that. They want their lick back, man. They want their lick back. I'm telling you now, the Warriors want their lick back because they know they cannot go back to San Francisco down 2-0. They want their lick. And I'm expecting them to come out guns blazing. I'm not expecting Steph Curry to play 37 minutes. I think he's going to play 40 or up. You know what I mean? Andrew Wiggins is getting – look, he looked really good out there coming back. Hasn't played since February. Clay's going to start hitting his shots. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. And Jordan Poole may not play today. He's questionable with that ankle injury, so I don't know. And if he doesn't play, I'm even more afraid because Steph and Clay are probably going to be out there even more. Spooky times, man. Spooky hours tonight. Spooky hours tonight. Yeah, I just got the notification about that, Franklin. For those who don't know, Bryce Young canceled the rest of his pre-draft visits after meeting with Houston and Carolina. So maybe he got his answer. Maybe it's Carolina saying you will be the number 1 pick, or maybe it's Houston saying you will be a Houston Texan. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Let me see. But I'm going to tell you one thing I can't stand about the Warriors, man. All those damn screens these guys set, man. These guys set like 50,000 screens every game, man. It's like, dude, can we get any calls? I swear it looks like 99.9% of them are illegal. These guys set so many damn illegal screens and shit. Like, what the hell is going on, man? Lewis, prayers, family. Prayers, Lewis, Roses, prayers to you, family. Well, hey, but you didn't say you didn't say it wasn't, right? You didn't say it wasn't. If you respond with "Amen, stop the hate," sounds as though I'm right, motherfucker. Shout out to my brother Maul. Let me see. Yes, Chief Rock won. Definitely do. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but Casario played, I believe, high school football. High school football with Zeig. You know what? I'm gonna show y'all something real quick for those who have not seen this. I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me find this video real quick. Where is it? Where is it? Boom, right here. Look at this, y'all. College football. Yeah, there we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is Josh McDaniels catching a bomb from Texans GM Nick Casario in John Carroll College. Ziegler was also on the team as well. Look at this. Josh McDaniels had no speed factor at all. Look at this.
Two receivers set. Short drop by Casario. Pumps once. Deep throw on the right side. Pass.
Look at our head coach.
McDaniels will be caught at the 1 yard line.
Boy got dumped at the 1 yard line. But your head coach could never do that. Your head coach could never do that. But I hope that answers your question, Chief. They definitely have a relationship. They definitely have a relationship. Hey, it K, man. That's what we do over here, brother. The dope thing, right, about having your own channel is you can do whatever you want. Shout out to It K, though, man. Appreciate you, bro. He said, I went to go visit a Las Vegas Raider blog, and an NBA blog broke out. Hey, man. I'm in a Raider locker room, man. Wearing a bunch of King shit. What you expect? Shout out to my dog, 878, man. I'd rather not move up for CJ or Young, draft best available, or stockpile picks for next year and get May or Williams. Shout out to my dog, man. I'd rather not get a quarterback in the first round either. I'd rather just, get one if it's Hendon Hooker in a second, or, go get a guy you can develop in the mid to later rounds. I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. But yeah, man, but if one of those guys are there at 3, I'm not going to be upset if these guys go up and get their guy. I'm just not, because you always have to think about the future. You always have to think about the future. But next year, those 2 quarterbacks are going to be nice. You can't have a Graphk show. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I got the Sharks. I got the Kings. I got the A's right here. The Raiders right. Come on, man. I love all my teams. I'm not mad about Tanner McKee in the 3rd. I wouldn't be mad about that. If that's the guy that they believe in, I'm not mad about that. Yes, definitely, Biggs. It's bro, it's only one game. That's why, don't get me wrong. I talk a lot of shit online, but it's only one game. I'm still scared shitless. This is a long series. You know what I'm saying? Even if we lost in game 1, I'm still gonna wear my stuff. It's game day, baby. It's game day. Come on, man. It's game day. I had all my King shit on during the game. Why would I? Why wouldn't I? Bro, I was wearing King shit when we won 10 games, 15 games a season. You know what I'm saying? So it never stops with me. Never stops with me. Scott, we don't even talk about the A's over here anymore, man. Love them, but they're bums, bro. They are bums. We're 3-14 right now. It's insane. People ain't showing up to those games, rightfully so. It's a terrible product on the field, terrible Coliseum, even though I love the Coliseum. I love the Collie. Terrible place to go play baseball. these guys at this point, I love my A's. I don't want them to leave Oakland. I would hope and pray the Warriors owner can somehow, some way buy them. He's wanted to buy them for years and save them. But at this point, if you can't do that, just go to Vegas. Give them a nice stadium and put some money into this product, and let's win some games, because I grew up loving my A's. They were year in and year out. They were a great product, great baseball being played. You know, I was there 89 when we won the World Series against the Giants. Like, it's just terrible, man. It's terrible. Terrible. The Reggie Theus and LaSalle Thompson hoodie is fire, Doc. Talk that shit, John. Yes, Maul. That's terrible, bro. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible, bro. I'm not shocked at all. Bro, the Coliseum is dead smack in the middle of East Oakland. I don't know about y'all. I grew up in South Sacramento. There was possums everywhere. Like, yeah, man. There you go, John. Yeah. Yep. That's what I heard too, Scott. But yeah, man, let me get out of here, man. Ain't nothing to talk about, man. I'm going to get the Planet Raiders team together, you guys, tonight. Hopefully tonight. Get wasted, see what's up with Big Mike, see if these guys will come on and shoot the shit. And we'll talk about our website, talk about all the articles that we had. We definitely want to do that. I appreciate you guys so much. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys show the channel, planetraiders.com. Shout out to all the support you show my brothers Wasted Talent, Andy, Hammer. Salute to everybody that went and goes and supports the GOAT Wilson Whiskey, OakLosVegas.com. Just thank you guys so much just for everything, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for pulling up on me today. Hopefully, we'll be live tonight to talk more about planetraiders.com. On the way out, wipe them feet and hit that subscribe button. I'm outro. 1.